Hello, friends. You are most welcome to English Classes Online, where English learning is made easy. Kindly subscribe to our channel, like and share our videos with your friends and relations, and activate the notification system so that whenever a new video is uploaded on the channel, you will be notified into today's lesson. Our focus is on Once Upon a Time, a poem by Gabriel Okara. And we are going to give analysis of this poem for those of you who are going to sit for your West African Senior School Certificate examination in literature in English. Of course, this video lesson is specifically for you because Once Upon a Time is among the African poems to be analyzed in this exam and other English exams. So let's get started right away with a quick look at the lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to do the following. 1. Read the poem correctly. 2. Explain what the poem is all about. 3. Analyze the poem. What is the poem about? Once Upon a Time is a narrative poem by Gabriel Okara. Of course, Gabriel Okara is a Nigerian poet, and this poem is a portrayal of the identity and cultural crises that have occurred in the African society as a result of the so-called civilization or Western culture, which of course has compelled the average African to jettison his own way of life and imbibe foreign values. The poem specifically depicts the changes that occur in the life of an individual which negatively transform his character from that of innocence as a child to that of insincerity and hypocrisy as an adult. It illustrates the negative changes in behavior that occur in one's life between the time when he is growing up as a kid and the time when he has fully grown up as an adult. The poem examines how people react in three given situations, namely, when greeting someone, when welcoming them to their house, and when saying goodbye to them. Unlike the real emotions and compassion that characterized people's reactions in the past, their reactions are now completely fake and hypocritical. They now greet with fake smiles while they are actually looking for faults that they can use to accuse you. They now shake hands without their hearts because their real love for you is determined by what you can afford financially. They welcome you verbally when you visit them. They pretend that they are actually happy that you visited them and they ask you to feel at home, but they are actually closing their doors against you the moment you want to extend your stay. When it is time to part, they put on a fake smile again and bid you goodbye when indeed they are saying good riddance. You know, this gives you uh, an insight into what the poem is really about. Okay? The poem is written as a conversation between a father and his son. It describes the changes a father has noticed in the moral values and culture of his people, which have also affected his own personal life and behavior. The father recollects with nostalgia the good old days when people were transparently honest and wholeheartedly sincere in the way they related and interacted with one another. On the other hand, he expresses deep regret and sadness about people's current dishonest and hypocritical behavior towards one another. Quite sadly, he confesses that his negative attitude has affected him so badly that he has now learned to wear many faces like dresses And so he can wear home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with their conforming smiles like a fixed portrait smile. Okay. Now, on the whole, he wants to unlearn the hypocrisies he has learned from the society over the years. He desires to do away with such fake personality and relearn the true love and sincere character of an innocent child, as it is evident in the life of his little son. So that is really what the poem is about. Okay. Now let's take a look at the structure of the poem. The poem is made up of 43 lines that are grouped into 7 stanzas. The stanzas contain varying numbers of lines, and each stanza is devoted to a specific subject matter. You can have 6 lines in one stanza, 5 in another, 6 in 7 in another. They don't have equal number of lines. Okay. The poem uses the point of view of a first-person speaker in its narration. It is written in free verse as it does not contain a definite rhyming scheme. Now is the time for us to read the poem. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their eyes, but now they only laugh with their teeth, while their eyes block eyes search behind my shadow. There was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts, while their left hands search my empty pockets. Feel at home, come again, they say. And when I come again, and feel at home once, twice, there will be no tries, for then I find doors shut on me. So I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces like dresses, home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their conforming smiles, like a fixed portrait smile. And I have learned to laugh with only my teeth and shake hands without my heart. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and to say it's been nice talking to you after being bored. But believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these muting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh. For my laugh in the mirror, well, let's adjust this to be able to see it quite clearly, okay? Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh, for my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth, while, well, let me retake it. But believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these muting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh, for my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth, like a snake's bay fangs. So show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. And this is the end of the poem. We have actually read through the poem, and now we are going to start to analyze the poem stanza by stanza, beginning with stanza 1. Okay? Stanza 1. Once upon a time, son, they used to laugh with their eyes, but now they only laugh with their teeth, while their ice block cold eyes search behind my shadow. In stanza 1, as you can see, the speaker, who is presumably a father because he addresses his son, is talking to his son, telling him nostalgically how things used to be in the past. Members of his society were more genuine in their behavior in those days. The expression once upon a time refers to a time in the past or a long time ago. Perhaps it refers to when the speaker was young. Back then, according to the speaker, people acted sincerely in their relationship with one another. They used to laugh with their eyes. This expression indicates how sincere or genuine they were in their actions. It implies that their smiles were genuine and their love was real. The opposite is the case in the present time, as shown in the expression. But now they only laugh with their teeth, while their eyes block cold eyes search behind my shadow. This implies that they are now totally hypocritical in their actions. They may show the smiling teeth, but the smile is fake. The insincerity is evident in their ice block cold eyes, which are busy searching behind my shadow. The expression search behind my shadow implies looking for fault or searching for something negative that they might probably use in accusing or castigating someone. On the whole, we can see that people in the past showed real emotions and compassion in their interactions, but now people hide their real emotions and merely act hypocritically. In the past, you could see the warmth of the love and compassion people showed when they exchanged pleasantries with you, but now they merely show their teeth in feigned smiles while their eyes block cold eyes expose the fakeness of their smiles and their ulterior motives. Okay? Stanza 2. There was a time indeed they used to shake hands with their hearts, but that's gone, son. Now they shake hands without hearts, while their left hands search my empty pockets. Wow. Here in stanza 2, the speaker moves on to talk about the custom of shaking hands. In the past, they used to shake hands with their hearts. This implies that in those days, warmly, people would greet you warmly with real happiness in their hearts. But that's gone, son, the speaker laments. Now they shake hands without hearts while they search my empty pockets. You see, in other words, they now greet you according to your financial status. They want to know whether you are rich or poor, or whether they can get something from you. You know, if they can't get anything from you, of course you lose value immediately in their sight. People no longer welcome you genuinely. Instead, the kind of reception they give you depends on how much they can get from you financially. This implies that true love and friendly interpersonal relationship, of course, it implies that true love and friendly feeling that characterized the shaking of hands in the past is no longer factored into interpersonal relationships nowadays. Everything is now based on money. The speaker paints the picture of how they now greet with one hand while their left hand search his empty pockets. This shows that materialism and selfishness now dictate the way people relate with one another. The degree of love or emotions people attach to their relationship with you now depend on how much money they can get from you. They may not place any value on their relationship with you if you have nothing to offer financially. The moment they discover that you have come with empty pockets, then they will shake hands with you without hearts. Stanza 3. Feel at home, come again, they say, and when I come again and feel at home, once, twice, there will be no tries, for then I find doors shut on me. Here, stanza 3 describes the hypocritical manner in which people now welcome others to their house. Here, the speaker seems to be relaying his personal encounter with people who will tell him to feel at home or to come again. He later discovers that such words are mere social expressions and are not based on true love. The moment they discover that you really want to feel at home or to come again, they shut their doors against you. The discrepancy between people's words and their actions is the focus of this stanza. In words, they tell you to feel at home and to come again, but in action, they are already shutting the door against you. This is a sad departure from the good old days that the speaker is referring to with so much nostalgia. In those days, people used to be truly happy that you visited them because they valued their relationship with you and they were truly happy and willing to make you happy. Today, such good values have been sacrificed on the altars of selfishness and materialism. Stanza 4. So I have learned many things, son. I have learned to wear many faces like dresses, home face, office face, street face, host face, cocktail face, with all their conforming smiles like a fixed portrait smile. Stanza 4 illustrates how all the prevailing abnormalities in the society have affected the speaker himself. In stanzas 1 to 3, he has talked about the changing attitudes and values he has noticed in the society. But here in stanza 4, he describes how all these changes have affected him personally and how he himself has become a victim of those abnormalities. Quite sadly, he confesses that he has learned to imitate other people. For example, he has now learned how to wear many faces like dresses. He knows how to wear one face for the home, another for the office, for the street, to be a host, to attend a cocktail, and all of them go with their confirming smiles, like a fixed portrait smile. See, a lot of images are used here. This implies that he now puts on different facial expressions to suit different settings or occasions. He would put on a particular facial expression when he is at home. This will be different from the one he has to put on uh, when he's in the office, on the street, when hosting a social function, and so on and so forth. As a result, he has to put on a fake smile to suit each situation or setting. He likens such a smile to a fixed portrait smile to underscore the artificiality of it all. What makes it a fixed portrait smile is the need to conform or comply with the standards or expectations of members of his society. This is evident in the expression with all their conforming smiles. Each face has to be put on, uh, all right? Each face has to be has to be put on needs to conform. It needs to go with a particular smile. Okay, so that is exactly what we can see here. Each face uh, has to go with a particular type of smile that can suit it, so that the speaker might be accepted by his audience. His life can now be likened to an actor who wears different masks to appear and present different appearances to suit the different roles he plays before his audience at different times. Now, reading and analyzing stanza 5. Stanza 5. And I have learned to laugh with only my teeth and shake hands without my heart. I have also learned to say goodbye when I mean good riddance, to say glad to meet you without being glad, and to say it's been nice talking to you after being bored. You see? Stanza 5 is a description of another lesson the speaker has learned from the prevailing moral laxity of his society. He has also learned to laugh with only his teeth and to shake hands without his heart. He has learned to say goodbye when he means good riddance. He has now become an expert in saying glad to meet you without being glad, and saying nice talking to you even after being bored. In a nutshell, he has graduated from the school of hypocrisy, and he now knows how to deceive people by being politically correct with the appropriate nice words and the false politeness that goes with them. What we find in this stanza is that the speaker has become a victim of the very wrong attitudes he is criticizing. Like other members of his society, he now puts on a fake smile that showcases his teeth, and he now shakes hands as a mere social gesture. He has learned to hide his real emotions in the pretext of saying something else. Stanza 6. But believe me, son, I want to be what I used to be when I was like you. I want to unlearn all these muting things. Most of all, I want to relearn how to laugh. For my laugh in the mirror shows only my teeth like a snake's bay fangs. In stanza 6 here, the speaker expresses his desire to turn a new leaf and return to genuine life, the genuine life he used to have in his childhood days when he was a child, just like his son. He acknowledges that something is utterly wrong with the hypocritical attitudes prevailing now in the society. He wants to go back to the past when people meant whatever they said and said exactly what they meant in their hearts. He wants to unlearn all these muting things. He wants to rid himself of those hypocritical expressions that prevented people from showing real compassion and true love for one another. He now views that wrong way of life with total disgust. He has distorted it because it has distorted his real identity so badly that his laugh in the mirror shows only his teeth like a snake's bay fangs. Here, the expression "a snake's bay fangs" is used to symbolize deception and mischief. This explains why he now wants to get rid of that adulterated culture, that corrupt way of life. On the contrary, he wants to relearn the childlike, innocent ways of laughing sincerely. He wants to return to those days when people acted with genuine intentions without hiding their emotions in order to deceive others. And finally, we come to stanza 7, which of course is the last stanza. Stanza 7. So show me, son, how to laugh. Show me how I used to laugh and smile once upon a time when I was like you. In this last stanza of the poem, the speaker continues to emphasize to his son his desire to unlearn everything he has grown up to become. He wants to get rid of his fake identity and return to his childhood days when speech and action were based on real emotions, true love, and happiness. His plea to his son underscores his desperation and highlights the irony of the whole situation. Is it not ironical that a father who should be in a position to teach the son the right way of life now wants his son to teach him? It shows how badly the speaker wants to regain his lost innocence and true identity. He is willing to humble himself to the point of learning from his little son, if only that could save him from the present dilemma. Obviously, the speaker viewed the life of his little son as a source of inspiration for the much desired unlearning and relearning that he has decided to embark upon. His son might not be able to teach him in the literal sense, but the innocent boy's life is a clear reminder of his own childhood days. That reminder is right there in front of him, and that is just all that he needs to show him how he used to laugh and smile once upon a time when he was like his son. So this poem is a portrayal of how negatively the advent of Western culture actually bastardized the African culture and made the people to lose their real cultural values. So on the other hand, we find that this also refers to an individual, the personal experience of an average human being growing up from childhood to adulthood, and then there is loss of innocence, that childlike innocence, that childlike frankness is gone, and then there is a lot of hypocrisy because one wants to conform, one wants to be accepted by his society. And then take a look at politics, social functions, politics in the workplace, in the community, and so people wear different faces like dresses, and what people say to you most of the time differ completely from what they have in mind. In subsequent lessons, we are going to discuss the themes of Once Upon a Time. But this brings us to the end of today's class. We have been able to read the poem and analyze it stanza by stanza. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, like the video and share it with your friends and relations. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, kindly leave them in the comment section below. See you in the next class. Bye-bye for now.
Many thanks for watching today's video. A big thank you to all of you out there for being part of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, kindly subscribe to this channel. Subscribe now as a way of giving us support. For notification about new videos, click on the bell icon. You will find the bell icon. Click on it so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be instantly notified. If you have actually enjoyed the video, like and share the video with your friends and relatives. This is very important. If you have any comments, leave your comments below. Any questions, any suggestions, we would gladly receive them and respond promptly and positively to them. See you in the next video. I look forward to always seeing you